All right, so this is the RGL Finals from last season. It was Tech versus Moneyballs. I didn't play the finals because RGL refused to schedule the final for a time when I could play. I had a vacation that I had committed to over a year in advance, and for weeks leading up to the season and throughout the season, while the scheduling was being determined, we consistently said, hey, don't schedule that on this one time because you wouldn't want a team to be in the grand finals with ringers, would you? And RGL didn't care. It was kind of weird, especially given that other divisions playoffs continued for another month, and my team was not too thrilled that it played out that way, but they got Gungan to ring for me, and he did well. So we're gonna watch it, just see what happened, because I was literally on a cruise ship while this was happening, and I tried to watch it, the stream with my Wi-Fi from the boat in the middle of the ocean, but I didn't catch everything, so now we get to see everything. All right, so King of the Hill, Bagel. The rosters, in case you guys aren't familiar. So my team was Habib, Lolguy, Kobe, Soapy, Speedy, and then Gungan rang for me. The other team was Hubada, Dingo, Loaf, Slugmundo, Bot Mode, and Raven. Are you getting hype caster mode? It's not a live match, so I'm not sure if it's going to get hype, but there will probably be some exciting moments. I don't know if I'm in a hype mindset right now. I'm a little more low-key right now. Good spam off the bat. Health-wise, Hubada also got spammed, so they're backing up a little bit. Soapy got rolled on the flank. The point is open and getting capped. So decent amount of cap time there, but now Moneyballs Tech is now, capping, trying to bully the cap, and they actually ended up with 15 ad. So Hubada being weak and rotating out meant he fell on disad. Bomb comes in from the flank. Dingo's really low but surfs it out. Another fight happening on the flank. Kobe, too slippery, gets behind. Coming back in. And a lot of chaos going on. Dingo is surfing a lot. He is not dying. Okay, so this is a crucial moment here. Even Ubers, but numbers on the side of Moneyballs. Tech trying to hold on to the point right now, but they're outnumbered. They're stalling a little bit. They did end up getting a spawner here, but the cap does get secured. So that was kind of necessary when they had numbers to get that cap. So how do they retake this? A lot of pressure going on to the point. Get that soldier off the roof. Spam the demo back. But Soapy died in the flank. He got 2v1'd, I think. So that one death is going to make it a lot harder to continue capping this. So now the time is about equal. Trading 1 for 1. Looks like they're just going to take an Uber exchange. So they kind of sat around waiting. They lost a player. They lost another player. If you keep losing players one by one, your push is always going to be kind of delayed because you don't want to fight outnumbered or like down players. So taking an Uber exchange here could be a reasonable choice to just not waste any more time. It's a little bit questionable for Habib to be here because they know this is going to be an exchange. So Habib is forcing a flash right here because this scout is going to obviously shoot at him. So now their Uber is going to be worse on offense here. Habib maybe should have been a little bit more careful, but he does end up dropping the demo. As long as he jumps out, that's okay. He helps get the force. Med ends up alone here, but Bot Mode does get the kill. So Bot Mode ends up committing, gets that med pick. Gungan somehow split up and didn't return to beam. Okay. So now heal advantage on the side of Moneyballs. They're going to start touching the cap. Gungan stalling. Looks like a sack wave. Hubada was ready. He's out on plat. Any kills could be good at this point, but it looks like they're getting nothing. So they were ready. They've got 60 ad or 40 ad, and they're about to eclipse the time here. So a decent setup. Now they can forward hold as well. So they've got stickies here. They got a soldier peeking. This soldier is getting rolled on plat. That's not good. So he got rolled right there, peeking into lobby, which should create an opening here, but it didn't get capitalized on. So it was only a small window of time before this guy got healthy again. Both soldiers jump through, but money balls are just kiting. They're just getting their pick and kiting back. So now on time disadvantage here, but even Ubers for Friotech. It's happening again. Habib is right there, and he's not healthy right as this Uber goes off, and so he's getting flashed. Okay. Good reflash there to save Gungan. So that exchange actually does create some space here. Soapy jumps in deep, pulls a lot of people back. Kobe found a route to rush in forward, but gets shot in the back. They lost both scouts. For one scout, they lose 3. Now they're just trickling. Oh, he lives with 6 HP. Sometimes trading kills there can just like stall them so they don't actually like recap. But they lost too many people. Right now, Hubada and Dingo are probably living a lot. Whereas, you know, I think those are the picks that Friotech are kind of like hoping to get, but they're just never quite closing out those kills. That's why Moneyballs has been holding on. Little bomb forward, and they have slight Uber ad. Soapy bombing in with no buff, going behind, drops a rocket on Loaf, makes the scout turn around. Nice kill from behind. So he finds that kill and he gets behind. He's getting chased down. That is going to allow his team to take the point though, and maybe buy time for Uber. Okay, so Gungan just overextended there. Kobe's on the flank, gets the force. Okay, that was crucial. If you start dropping players, having someone make a hero play is always very nice because it makes it so you don't just have to leave. So sometimes that's a good like instinct to have. Start dropping people, just, you know, make it worth something by making a play off of, you know, the openings that are created by the enemy team chasing someone else. So this is 60 Uber ad, but 30 seconds behind. Flank shove happening. Nice air shot right there. They're all inning though. They really want this force. And Hubada's out. Might be a late death from bot mode now, which isn't great, but they're gonna have 60 plus ad. Oh, he's actually gonna live. They shouldn't have let him out. Even just small picks like that can stall the enemy team enough for you to build an additional, you know, 30+%. So 5 seconds on the clock, 60 ad. They're spamming this door. They're going up the jump pad. They're getting out onto plat. Hubada's getting spammed. They pop Uber. They lose a soldier on the flank. Friotech scattering. 2 people behind. Kobe getting shot in the back again by the soldier. So there's 2 fights happening right now. Plat and the flank, but Raven gets both of them. Bot mode dies at the same time. Traded out. 4v4 on the point. Slightly better spawns for money balls. So we'll see what they do. So Speedy actually doesn't have anyone meeting him on this flank. I think that was maybe an unnecessary jump, but he maybe didn't know. I guess his default is to hold left, so he's trying to reposition. Okay, Uber's popped. Hub's only at 30. So this ad could have won them the round if they just all in on Hubada. But it did feel like, okay, they actually do kill Hubada there. And then the point, they needed to get cap time. Stickies? Habib? Stickies? Okay. Gungan going in that flank room again. Is it going to be a disaster? He does get rolled, and he's dead. So that's twice we've seen Gungan get punished for jumping up here. It is very dangerous, because if you go in here, you are leaving yourself very exposed. You're kind of jumping in a straight line. This is so high up that you have to like commit your whole jump to getting up here. So you're a bit of a sitting duck while you get on this ledge. So you want to do it very carefully. You want to be aware of people over here, or sometimes you have to retreat through the inside so that you're not getting insta-gibbed like that. Okay, so we have a big all-in fight going on. Oh, Gungan dies to low health Raven. That was a pretty crazy last second fight there. Let's see that again. So Gungan just died from getting chased down. They do manage to kill Raven. Soapy catches a roller. Bot mode on the flank with 50 HP goes down. He went too early for sure. Or his other teammates needed to be faster. I don't know. But how do they win this? I guess there's a little bit of overtime. But this soldier is half HP. This demo's half HP. So I guess they're just really waiting for the overtime here. Habib jumps forward. They're not aware of this soldier lurking in their flank. Demo peeking main. Ooh, that pipe was close. Soldier on the flank. Does hit one rocket. Surfs on to the high ground. That is insane. Okay. So they get the soldier. Habib is holding top right, but they just avoid him and go main. Soldier bombs in onto the medic. Oh my god, how are you alive? Everyone else is just all inning. Habib is in rotation here, so he's not really contributing too much. Hubada is dead. Gungan charges forward. Okay, they get that kill. One rocket does connect. Soapy's jumping in. Gungan is weak. Bot mode is pulling them off the point. Dingo is just unloading. 30 HP Raven gets this kill on Gungan. Oh! Wow. Dingo didn't really get touched that whole time, and Raven just got a pretty clutch kill there. By the way, thank you Gaia for the prime. So, comes down to the wire, but Moneyball's clutched the first round. Early aggression from Habib there again. Hits Hubada. That splits heals on Dingo. Hubada's half HP again. Habib spamming the flank. Loaf is weak, but he's living. Dingo is weak, but he's living. Just too much presence on the point. So first cap goes to Furryotech. A lot of cap time goes through. Habib getting juggled in, gets saved. So Habib getting too aggro on the point forces an Uber out of his team to save him. I mean, it's valid, but now there's like an urgency. They have to get the force. Saving your demo here will be good for your post-Uber prospects if you can get the force quickly. Alternatively, you could drop your demo there and just keep burning the clock with 5 and just like hold on to your Uber. Yeah, they're not getting the force here, so it is going to put them in a tough situation. Sure, they're getting a couple picks, but now they're on full disad. So that's a tough call that you have to make as a medic. I think far too often I have made a choice that is worse for my team because I'm saving Habib from some dumb shit he did. So it is one of those things that you have to sometimes recognize if that's what you're doing. Wow, Soapy got that force? How? Was that Spoon? Was that Spoon just intimidation? So Hubba has Uber here. Oh, the Spoon actually connected. That was a crazy play to go for, but it worked. So that force at the back of the map is great because now their Uber is ending and they haven't even stepped foot on the point. So that was actually really crucial to get that force with that Spoon. Sticky trap on the curb. 2 soldiers on low ground. The soldiers are isolated and unhealed. Letting this guy continue to exist there, it's not great, but it's whatever. They still have the point and slight ad even. Oh, Habib getting run down on the point. Counter jump from Speedy, big damage. Meanwhile, the left flank is getting overrun though, because Speedy's not there. This is a tough map for Pocket Soldier because if you just AFK watching this room, sure you're going to prevent people from like flanking through here, but you're also sometimes contributing very little. So a lot of times as a soldier, you feel like you could contribute more by bombing onto the point and just doing something a little bit more active. But anytime you do it, you are creating an opening for these guys to flank you, which is exactly what's happening. And Spoon comes through from the other side. So Loaf gets 2. And people are too weak, really, to go for a salvage now onto Hubba. They're way too weak. So it's better to retreat if people are weak, because their chances of success aren't very good. So Uber's about to be ready for Hubba. Soapy trying to jump forward. Sticky trap doesn't really hit him, I don't think. Speedy bombing as well. So rather than bombing onto the medic, they're actually bombing the flank. So sort of a different approach to this force. If they get this pick, they can start working a different angle behind, which might be useful, and it might also pull people off the point. Maybe they can cap. The Uber ends up getting popped. Oh, no scout with the medic though. 4 people just hold W. So where's Gungan? I would say these first couple rounds, Gungan is maybe getting punished for his positioning a lot. It's having some consequences. So let's see where he went. Okay, he's eyeing the guy on the flank. Looking for this guy to flank. Uber's charging forward. Now he's just caught, so he just committed a little bit too hard. So now they have to try and salvage this. Just trying to poke and distract, trying to live, hoping someone else can maybe commit here. They're getting denied at every turn. Oh my god! That was an amazing kill by Kobe. Fighting, decent damage on bot mode, but he ends up getting gunned down. So despite having their team basically get wiped, they were still burning the clock there, which is kind of crazy. Oh, Hubba eats a sticky. Loaf gets counter jumped. Point. Oh, Habib caught those pipes. Force comes out. Lol guy caught to another Uber. So the Ubers from Moneyballs have been a little bit more effective. Oh wow, Soapy got the salvage. Let's see what he did. Somehow found Hubba despite being surrounded by 4 teammates. So right now he's on the flank, his team's edging the cap, they know they're on disad. Habib is dead, Uber is popped, he's still healthy, waiting on the outskirts. Sees that scout un-Ubered, tries to bomb forward. finds another guy who's un-Ubered, unflashable, gets that kill, goes behind, full HP, going from health pack to health pack. There's a soldier in that room. He avoids him, jumping around. Oh, wow. So it's pretty tricky. Habada in that corner. He's pinned down, so the spam rockets get him down here. So that's some mind games right there, like showing the jump here and then jumping back. So they were stuck inside and they had no idea where the attack was coming from, so it ends up being pretty good. So that's a big salvage. They were, you know, potentially going to make a comeback there if they could have kept their medic alive. But one thing I'm noticing is that they keep having really good Ubers, and then, well, they're getting the medic at least, but then they're ending the Uber in some kind of like bad areas that they don't actually end up capping the point or keeping their own medic, you know, particularly safe. So sometimes if you get the enemy medic, you don't really want to do anything more than just achieve that, then cap, and then stabilize, because otherwise you're not actually making progress in the round if you don't ever cap, even if you kill the medic. So yeah. Point. Oh, Raven getting super aggro on the point. Gets launched in. Super weak. Kobe and Soapy running through the flank. Double bomb coming forward. Habib just evades all the rockets. Meanwhile, flank is getting shoved. So it is very interesting how consistently this is happening, where it's like the moment you see a soldier bombing, the flank is just getting pushed, that they are conceding. It's happening within like 1 second of the soldier not being there. That was a pretty huge punish. No one died, so they dodged pretty well. Now they have massive ad. Forward holding. Habib's got some stickies down here. Bot mode gets blown up, but they kill a soldier. That's really good for breaking a forward hold. Soldiers get through. Loaf is the only one that went in, though. Habib was 10 HP. If anyone else would have tried to follow in, they could have easily killed Habib there. So he kind of got baited. Yeah. It's bad to send like a staggered sack wave when your time is so low, because you're kind of just wasting the one chance you had to like have time for a sack wave. So it would have been better for them to 4-man there and still respawn. So Uber is ready, 16 seconds on the clock. Habada is playing to not die to an Uber, but it's tough because he also needs to make sure his team caps the point. So they're just going to use the Uber to go forward. They killed Dingo. Habada might barely get Uber here. Gungan, no, not again! This ledge is like the source of half of Gungan's deaths. So that's important to take note of. So the Uber ends up being bad. Nice arrow there, gives Habib 1 more second of life, but not able to do anything with it. Speedy got behind, and he killed the demo. Fat rocket on top of the scout. Lived for a little bit, but nothing's gonna come of it. Raven versus Gungan. Raven maybe caught. Speedy is dead. Numbers are in favor of Moneyballs. They're gonna take over this forward hold. Gotta be careful about getting baited in too close. Soapy gets through, okay. So now the whole team is in. Ubers are pretty close to even, so you'll probably just see, you know, dry push. Good damage on bot mode. Oh, huge flank timing. Soapy just drops a rocket, gets the fuck out, doesn't need to die for that. That's really important as a soldier. You don't always need to just land on people's heads and die. You can just keep, you know, jumping in loops and doing fades and breaking sightlines with the enemy, but dropping rockets on them that can still get kills and make the enemy team worry about you. So bot mode's dead. Another bomb coming in. Just need 1 cap, so Moneyballs are kind of tied to the point. Despite all the bombs and stuff happening, they have to stay here and fight. Raven had that opening. Damn. That would have been a huge kill. If he would have gotten that kill on the medic, that would have been maybe the play of his career. Would he have been able to win the round? Who knows? But he did clutch a fight there, you know, previous round, so it was in the realm of possibility. So 1-1 now, tied up. It's first to 4. Flank is getting overtaken on the right. Kobe does a little route through. Raven got bullied. How? I want to see this. I want to know how Kobe just dismantled both of those people on the flank. Or maybe it wasn't even him. Maybe he's taking credit for something he didn't do. Okay, gets a quick little buff. Okay, Soapy hit a fat rocket. And then Kobe turns the corner. Oh, then finds the weak soldier. And then just walks in. He knows the scout is out and the soldier is dead. Okay. Then they push the flank. Get a couple more kills. Trying to chase the spawn, but it's just going to be a forward hold. Sticky traps. So, okay, Soapy was a late spawner, so the forward hold was hard to maintain. Habib ends up kind of giving it up. So it's just falling back to the point, playing at even Ubers. I suspect bot mode will just take an Uber exchange here. So they're trying to get a little bit of cap time, but they're getting denied. Good spam coming in. The soldier jumping up here can help a lot with the pressure relief, because that's just way more damage than a medic can heal off. They're playing with fire here, but they did manage to hold. Huh? Habita just spontaneously dropped. He's been known to do that lately. I wonder if he did that when he played with me. I feel like now that I get to play against him more, I'm noticing some interesting things, to say the least. So what happens here? I think maybe Kobe hit an ornament on Habita, and Speedy just throws out a random ass rocket, and Habita just walks into it. Okay, well. So now Habita dropped. So you can see they're expecting a sack wave here. Soapy and Kobe going forward to sort of force the enemy team's hand. You're either going to sack or you're going to run away. But the longer this goes on, the worse it is for them, because their health is just going to slowly dwindle away. Smart of my team to drop me for the final. I certainly would have done a couple things differently, but we'll see. We'll see what really was the difference between Gungan and me. Okay, really good control in this round so far, but Uber ad for Habita, so we'll see what they try to do. It's getting to the point where their time is really bad. They're 2 minutes behind, so they can't really afford to waste any more time, like going for any sort of like sack wave or whatever. Ideally, they're going to be very, focused on getting a med kill here, because that's really their only way back into this round. So if the enemy medic escapes, they're just going to end up in a leapfrog and they're going to lose. So soldier jumps through. Another soldier jumps through. Thankfully, they didn't lose anyone breaking the forward hold. That's crucial. They're moving to the left, trying to find maybe a sneaky route to get forward here. This time, Gungan is with his medic, though. This hasn't happened as much as maybe it should have. Not going for the health pack. More important to break the sightline here. But no, we need more body blocking. So the scout, ideally there, your scout is going to make those shots not possible. Your scout is going to stand in the sight line to prevent your medic from getting shot. So right here, he's trying to body block, but he's creating a gap right here. He should not have strafed to the left. This was where it was too late. You just can't afford to move to the left because the enemy's shortest path, like most efficient path to chase down your medic, is to go that way. So you don't want to give that to him, basically. So just that one tiny misstep created the opening, and now it's a disaster. But there's another opening. So Gungan's going to salvage this quick dispatch of 3. Okay, he makes it worth it. He makes it worth it. And look at, once again, they get the med, but they don't cap. So it's like, it's not actually that good for them. Unfortunate. Habib is a late spawner. That's really their only saving grace here. They can take, and they have some cap time. So they can take this fight semi-fast. Gungan. Oh, Hubba is just dead. So they held W at the point. No one was watching the flank. Soapy came through. 10 seconds on the clock. Habib, stickies. They're getting flanked. Jesus. It actually does not matter right now if blue team caps. They're staying in. Why? I don't know. It's a little bit greedy there. I feel like they could have just ran away, got the health, and repushed. Sack time. Habib goes in. Med goes down. Soldier goes down. Let's see what Kobe can do. Shooting at the demo. Hits him for 70. Knows the demo's weak. Ignoring the scout to kill the demo. All the while, ooh, that was an unexpected rocket. He was trying to like move in ways that kind of limit the other people shooting him. He managed to avoid the scout just long enough to shoot the demo, but he did catch a rocket. So after all that chaos, Moneyballs will be able to capture this, and they still have numbers. They are going to have 2 people rolling out for Furrier Tech right now. So this is basically impossible to win. I mean, it's 3 minutes to 0 on overtime. Moneyballs would have to play perfectly right now. And Furrier Tech can just basically get 1 med pick, and they'll probably win the round. So it's tough. There's a lot of differing philosophies about how you should play in a situation like this. One philosophy would be, we're probably going to lose, so let's just play with nothing to lose. Let's just go all in and play as confident as possible. Because if we can surprise the enemy team or kill their medic, we at least prevent them from getting like a slow, methodical victory. And then the other mindset would be, let's try to stabilize and slow things down as much as possible and slowly claw our way back into it. And I can't say that one or the other is more correct. You just got to read the situation and try to just be decisive about it, really. So let's see what they end up going for here between those 2 options. I think we can tell which one it's going to be. They're just going for it. Fuck it. Send it. We're probably going to lose, so you might as well play to win. But their bomb ends up getting nothing, surprisingly. In fact, they're losing players. Wow, they wiped. Let's see that again. All right, so I guess the all-in bomb happened right here. Soapy found the intercept from this side. Kobe shoved the other flank. There's a lot of different fights happening. Like, there's kind of fights happening all around the map. And they're just being won by Froyotech, basically. So that's a round. Much more decisive. Alright, let's get into the next one. Dubisku, your first season was intermediate? That's crazy. Like I said, natural talent can get you into a higher div. Habada keeps eating spam right there. Okay. This is odd. So Habada's rotating over here to like buff his flank to take that area. Meanwhile, the point gets capped. Habib had a trap there, but it didn't pay off. Raven is trying to cap with 50 HP. It's dangerous. They lose the soldier, and now it's just 5v6, so... Here they could have sent a sack, since they're going to wait anyways. Maybe they're going to send an exchange. We'll see. Oh, Dingo gets extended. Gets kind of weak. Kobe is weak. Speedy is weak. Barely lives, 3 HP. But they're holding on to the point. Even Ubers. Soapy died on the right flank. Slugmundo's extremely weak. Kobe's also weak. Starting to get under a lot of pressure here. Uber exchange coming in. Habib is just right there. I don't know if they were doing this intentionally. And I don't know if Habib does this when I play with him. But this feels odd that Habib is in every Uber exchange. Okay. They get a kill on the flank. Kobe's getting chased. They trade that out. Froyotech is down players. Speedy with a big bomb. Oh my god. Habada just suffered. Let's see that. Let's see that again. Do I remember how I felt destroying Muselk? I mean, it was amusing to play against him. Because, you know, he's not really like a high-level competitive player, whereas I am, so it's like... There's not really any expectation that he would be able to play at the same level as me. Having a lot of YouTube subscribers and viewers and all that does not translate into being a pro player. Okay, I wanted to watch Habada. Habada gets piped. Oh, he nearly dropped. Ends his Uber with 50 HP. He's walking awfully close for that low HP. Oh my god, Raven just caught that rocket from Speedy. And now Habada is just here with half HP. No scout and a soldier landing on him. He tries to surf, but then there's a sticky flying this way, which would certainly kill him from that way. Why does that arrow look like it's 3 times larger than a normal arrow? What the fuck? What is he firing out of that thing? Am I crazy, or is the arrow like too big? Are arrows actually that large? The fuck? No wonder he hits so many arrows. He's got the extra large hitbox. The Giga arrow. Huntsman arrow. I look like one of those rockets from those Nerf rocket launchers. Okay, minute and a half burnt off the clock. Moneyballs recaps, even Ubers. Stickies all over the ground. So I'm just going to pause right now and sort of like just make an observation. I haven't really seen any flanks coming through here. It seems like on like Froyotech, they're willing to flank both sides, but I'm not really seeing the same from Moneyballs to like push this flank ever. They did push this flank a couple times, but it seems like this one isn't as dangerous. Just an observation. You know, if you're not utilizing this, and again, it comes back to playing Pocket Soldier on this map, it's very tricky. If you just AFK here spamming, you're probably leaving some value on the table. If you're conceding it all the time, you're probably making it too easy for them to flank, but there is like a middle ground where you actually like flank sometimes. Because it's a really good angle to get in through here and shoot these people in the back. But I'm not seeing that get utilized that much. Maybe it will change throughout this game. So Kobe died. Ubers are still even, so Froyotech might still try to stall this. Oh, Botmod got away with that. Could have gotten punished there. Soapy jumped in behind, and look at how many people are turning. Both scouts turn. Then Loaf gets shot in the back again. It is a pretty odd bomb, because if you're here watching this flank and a soldier like flies through the sky, you wouldn't think that you're the target, but you kind of are an isolated target down here. So, yeah, and it's also really difficult to see that coming from here as a soldier, because this wall blocks it. So you'd have to be very aware of the possibility if you're gonna ever play down there. Otherwise, you'd have to play like here, and then not great. But if you can see it coming, sort of like standing here maybe, where you could like quickly shoot here or react to the skybox, you might have better luck. So managed to hold on to the point despite being down a player. Sophie died. Point. Oh, Gungan's dead. That's tough. So this should be a sack because this fight is unwinnable. Speedy is healthy. Habib is healthy. They should just instantly bomb right now. But looks like it's not happening. Oh, Speedy actually is going. Habib, I'm surprised, stayed in this long. Oh, okay. Habib delayed his bomb quite a bit. Speedy got killed. Kobe found a kill in the midst of that. Habib gets onto Habida, does hit him with one shot, but it's not enough. If they just would have bombed at the same time, I think that they would have had better success there. So now 1 minute deficit. Soapy's through main. Counter jumping the soldier. Does he live? Gets a health pack. Jumps out. Oh my god. Living life on the edge, 4 HP. But honestly, it's a huge difference. If you jump in and make distraction, make space, put a rocket out someone, but you can manage to live, even if it's with fucking single digit HP, that's such a big difference to your team compared to if he would have just died right here or jumped in and landed on this guy and exploded. Because now he is going to be a threat that can, or a tool that his team can use, you know, quicker than if they would have had to wait for a spawn wave. And the enemy team's confidence isn't like skyrocketing, right? Okay, 1v1 on the flank. Raven wins, dominating Kobe. I heard he figured him out. So maybe there's something to that. But again, you're down a scout here. It's a tough fight to win, uphill battle. Uber's popped. They broke beam here for a moment. Is it gonna matter? Looks like it is not. This time Habib's sitting back. Force comes out, but it's a little bit delayed. Multi'd Ubered a little bit. Just kiting back. Oh, Sophie's in. That's a nice flash. Just gets behind, grabs a pack. And now pressure from the front. Bot mode gets rolled by a sticky. Soapy's potentially flanking. There he is. Speedy's jumping forward. Dingo's now isolated. Nice. So even though Soapy died, he did distract a lot, and it left these people sort of, you know, out to dry when the rest of the combo turned around. I think he put a little bit of damage on Habida, but he didn't get any kills, but people were killed in front. Nice late kill on bot mode. Soapy's a late spawner, so forward hold will be challenging. Time is somewhat close. Whichever team wins this will probably win the round, this next fight. Hubbard is only at 60. I don't know if they would know that. They would probably assume he's building a little bit better than that, but they're almost positioning as if they do want to use the Uber. Yeah, so they end up popping. Hubbard has got his back turned. This might not end well for him. Oh, yeah, he got popped on when he was right here, and now he's taking a long route to escape. He really would have had to have taken this route or hung back even further. So Hubbard is going to die to the Uber. 20 seconds on the clock. Oh, they're all just going to get rolled in this room, aren't they? They're all red HP. Kobe's about to feast. There's only one health pack there. So they're all racing. Wow, bot mode gets nothing. Bot mode gets no health packs. Oh, that's funny. This soldier just took both of them. So he's just fucked. And somehow Hubbard had died again. Let's see. Let's see how that happened. Yes, this was 2025, November. I would say it's recent. Okay, so Soapy's playing for just cutting off the reinforcements. Wow, he ends up 2-rocketing him. He jumped a little early, but it does end up kind of meeting them here early enough that it like slows them down. He could have waited here, let them like cross, and then shoot them in the back when they had no idea he was there. But either one's valid. That's one of the beauties of TF2 is that there's no actual like definitively correct thing to do. There's valid alternative approaches, you know. Either one can work. But if you beef, that is always the wrong choice. So just execute well, follow your vision, have a plan, communicate, etc. So now what is this? 3-1? Okay. Bot mode gets rolled with the spam. Oh, Gungan gets pushed. Habib gets left alone, traded out. Soapy walking up the flank. 5v5, no demo though. It's not as good for Protect. Oh my god. Bot mode gets deleted. So Speedy got a little more active. He's sort of filling in, I guess, since Habib was dead. Bring in, you know, an explosive class from a flank. Jumps forward, jumps backwards, just disrupting. So yeah, what I'm noticing a lot is that the combo on the enemy team isn't necessarily dying first. Instead, what's happening is that the enemy combo is getting pulled back, and then anyone who's left in the void from the combo retreating ends up getting punished. That's kind of how this game is going. Which is interesting. I definitely have a different mindset a lot of times. Just like my preference when I'm playing this game is that I usually like killing the combo. Because to me that's like a very tangible, significant advantage. But playing with G6 players, they like to play very much more incrementally. Like they'll collect one kill and then slowly inch forward and like preserve their numbers. Whereas I like to just squish the enemy team and just win. So that's been sort of the difference in play styles, and sometimes I play at their pace, but sometimes I make them play at my pace, you know? So it does create a more dynamic kind of approach to the game. So forward hold, combo crosses down the jump pad. Habib is surprisingly far back on this, but he blows up bot mode. Well done. Bot mode's weak, or sorry, Habib is weak. Flank shove coming in from Soapy. Habib gets forced. Soapy's, no way. No way! Oh, no way, no way, no way! Oh, they all left him. That would have been crazy. Oh, I thought Raven was just gonna walk away, but at least Habib avenged him. But yeah, those sorts of things, just You get your value and then you jump away. So huge compared to just standing there and dying. Okay, this is a little questionable. They drop 4 players and they end up in an Uber, but it's not really on their own terms. If they're gonna pop here, it would have been better for them to be charging forward or like doing something sneaky through a flank. If you just stand here and get forced, the enemy medic is far less likely to get caught. It looks like they're just gonna collect this bot mode kill and then stop. They're gonna get spawners, so it's whatever. I mean, both Ubers do end up getting used. This soldier might even die here as well. Yeah, he will. They end up capping while down 2. Not great. Oh, big air shot there from Speedy. Soapy's flying in with a spoon. Misses it, but Kobe's in to charge forward off the distraction. Dingo lives by an arrow. Soldiers are just dying one by one right now from money balls. That Slugmundo death was not good. He needed to have the rest of his team fighting when he committed, but he didn't, so. So, Uber ad actually for money balls. Soldier jumps through, but stickies are still here on this doorway. Stickies are dead on the doorway. A lot of people jumping in. Okay. Uber gets popped. 10% ad, but no one's with Lol guy here in main. But he's oh, actually Speedy is there. So they are gonna live. They're gonna get their ad. The flank got shoved by like 3 people, I want to say. Gungan isn't retreating with his medic as consistently as I would like to have seen. I think he is ending up caught when a lot of Ubers are going off. But as long as your med doesn't die, you can kind of get away with it. But it's just one of those things that you, as a combo scout, it can be very tempting to go for a lot of plays. But if you notice that it's having downstream negative consequences, like your mid being alone or your demo being alone too often, then you probably want to reel it in, you know, opt for the safer option. So big time lead, slight Uber ad. Again, it's one of those almost unwinnable scenarios. If Hubada dies one time, they probably will not be able to win, so you could play for that. Let's see. Flank fight going on. Soapy dies. Yeah, I would just say go for Hubada now. Gungan getting rolled. Habib getting rolled. Oh, never mind. Pipes bot mode. I love playing demo against bot mode. He's so fun to pipe, and I'm sure Habib is feeling that. Oh, big flank. Finally, this is literally the first time, I want to say, the first time this flank has actually happened. And look at the value he's getting out of this. Nearly dropped the med. Fat rocket. If he would have been doing this more often, I swear they would have had better results. But the Uber ad ends up being too much. They get caught. They're just going to plow through with numbers. Hubada dead to Habib. And that's it. That's map 1, at least. So overall, it was a little scrappy, but I would say they played well. My team played well without me. Maybe Habib was getting a little bold. I might have reined him in a bit personally, but otherwise good. It was nice to see Speedy getting active. It was nice to see Soapy going deep sometimes and living, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go to map 2 now, Sunshine. Gungan held his own. Yeah, he did. And this map he does way better. I've actually been really curious to see exactly what he did, because you know, maybe he's got some tech I want to grab. Fast rollout coming in from Loaf. Habib goes down fairly weak. Oh, 30 HP. Habib risking it all. Loaf getting pressured early. He's out in cafe. So this is something to keep note of. Whenever you do a fast rollout, you're going to stagger your HP from your other soldier. So he's out getting a pack while this guy's jumping up here. And if this guy now gets weak, this guy's going to come in with health. And you see they're just never healthy at the same time. And now this guy's jumping in. Well, this guy's half HP still, so it's not great. So you just want to be careful about that if you're playing soldier. But anyways, well, let's watch what happens here. Soldiers just get dealt with one by one, and then we end up in a 3v3. But before we watch the 3v3, I just want to see what the other kills were. On this side. So Speedy does this counter jump. Then Kobe peeks on the left side. Okay, actually right now the health is not great. Speedy is weak. Habib is weak. Habib is fucking weak. Dingo is pressuring forward. Why? It feels like they only have one scout. So they just have too many people in cafe. Way too many people in there. They need people in the the open area right now. So Gungan actually runs under the point. It's a little bit of a psycho play considering the enemy soldiers are not really in check. So there is a gap. Both scouts are holding W, but the enemy soldiers just beef and Lolguy dodges really well on the shed. So now we end up in this 3v3. 2 scouts and a medic on each side. Medic health is not great for Lolguy, and maybe he knows they're on Uber disad. It is very dangerous for your medic who's weak to walk near 2 scouts with, because they could just delete him if they focus fire properly. I'm sure the damage was called. So this is also scary to take that fight, even just for that brief moment there without heals. Uber ad is about to come in. 10% ad. Uber gets popped. And Lolguy's dead. Does Hubba go for the beam? Does he? Does he? He doesn't go for it. I'm surprised. I would have thought he would go straight for it. Dank would. So mid actually ends up getting 1 off of a 10% Uber ad. In a ulti trio, 2 scouts. So late heals spawning. Money balls moving through cafe. And Froytech gives up second completely. They're on 40 disad, holding last. Okay. Hubba gets sniped in lobby. Wow, that's crazy. Lower lobby, Hubba just crossed here. Kobe was there hard scoping. So, okay, momentum shift. But money balls are healthy. When only your medic dies, just to some crazy shit, usually there's still enough health available to hold your ground. So you can see they're still bombing this. They're still standing here. Soapy sneaking up dungeon is useful. Forces that one soldier off. And now the soldiers lost their HP. They had to retreat for a little bit. Loaf bombs in. Lands right in front of 2 scouts. This is only worth it if this guy is in right now, but he's not. Loaf is just going to get rolled and forced out, probably. So it didn't really create an opening for anyone, and then the other guy just jumps in and dies. So the soldiers were definitely not super in sync there. Okay, Uber ad, moving to choke. Loaf bombs in. He gets a scout kill. I feel like lately, I don't know what's going on, but soldiers are bombing scouts more. It really feels like I'm getting tunneled more as a scout lately. I feel like it started maybe within the last couple of years, but it definitely has been happening a lot lately. Soldiers will bomb, and instead of even trying to shoot my medic to force him, they just shoot me. And it's annoying, to say the least. So they get that scout pick. They're still in disad, so they're looking for maybe a play to be made here. Slugmundo gets into valley. That's pretty good. Raven peeks up through the other valley. Slugmundo's up on the height. Okay, these guys are completely left out. That was a big bomb right there. That was a big play. So that's a really good disruption. Slows them down. So Moneyballs will hold on to mid. They have a pick on Habib and on Kobe, so they should be trying to take space right now. They're a little slow. Habib only just arrived, so if Moneyballs were a little faster, they could have already been fighting someone who didn't have Demo Man support, basically. So we got a little stalemate. We got a lot of presence here in Valley. Doing a little fade here. There's actually no one in this lobby. If he recognizes that, like if you look here and you're like, oh, that's Soapy, oh, that's Kobe. You know, if you can recognize which are the flank players, or if you like come here like, oh, I see, you know, 2 soldiers and 2 scouts, so I just know that they're all here. You can go for openings there, but sometimes hats kind of reveal who's out of position, and you can use that to interpret what areas are going to be open. So he's going for this jump again. Now he's jumping into the flank. I guess, yeah, based on the previous information. Kobe doesn't go to chase him. He's jumping back in, doing a lot of fading, but again, for what? For what? For what? He pulls eyes directly to the people that are trying to get in. This is bad. If you're trying to distract, you want to not land in the position of the people you're trying to distract for, because he just pulled all the eyes to his 2 players that are trying to get in. So it would have been better for him to keep going behind, to literally just sit there and make people look at him, or even to like just jump up into the skybox somewhere over here. So that ends up being kind of counterproductive, unfortunately. So they end up calling it off. Doing another high bomb here. Just kind of raw. There's no damage to speak of. There's no distraction. There's no spam. Just committing in. Hits 1 decent rocket, but the second one would have to be a miraculous rocket. It's not going to happen. So he's dead. Little fight in Cafe. Just 1 soldier pick. Hard to push mid off 1 soldier pick. So it looks like it's just going to reset. So Moneyballs have been struggling to make anything happen here on this offense. And what is this? Gungan. Oh, cutting it close. They just keep one-manning alone. It's not great. But yeah, I just think 1 soldier pick, it's not really enough to push off of. So now we got some presence from the combo coming in through Cafe. The flank got stuffed though, so counter aggression into the flank before the push means that these guys end up weak and can't actually send any sort of sack. So that's an interesting timing maybe to look for, is like a preemptive flank poke. It might be a little bit risky, but if you pull it off, these guys will end up just peeking and pressuring for no one. Like they're still keeping this push going, but the guy that's supposed to be sacking is like behind them weak, and the other guy is also weak. Like there's no sack happening. Okay, they're just popping through. It would be good if they would have baited someone closer. Like if they could have gotten a pick here, or if they knew that the med was close, this would be better. So if they're gonna pop here, they maybe can force some flashes, but really they just need to get the force and then play for the post-uber repush. It's a really bad, okay, never mind. The scout kill ends up being good. I was gonna say they just didn't get the force quickly enough. In fact, they're not getting the force at all, I don't think. But the scout kill is good. Both scouts are dead. Okay, this is actually really good for them now. Habib is half HP, kind of feeding. Speedy gets... Habita lived with 10 HP. That's crazy. Okay, force ends up coming through. Eventually there's a point where milking becomes too greedy. But yeah, the moment they lost 2 scouts there, they really needed like a miracle to make something happen there. What is this chase? What is this chase? This doesn't make any sense. They should have just capped. That was the same thing that happened on Bagel. They would pop an Uber, they would get a bunch of kills, and then they just wouldn't play the objective, and then they would start dropping players on their chase, or in their like, wherever they ended their Uber. So I feel like that was one of their big mistakes in just like their play style and the calling that they were making, is that they over-chased a lot. They did not just like take the point. Because now that Raven is dead, it's really making this awkward for them to cap. And so people are finding, yeah, some time to set up a flank push here and all this. Good spam from Speedy there on plat. And now bot mode is rolled. They came this far just to let time reset. Unlucky. So, going back to the next mid. Fast rollout coming in. Loaf with another fast rollout. Okay, I was wondering if he's gonna go for the air shot there. Loaf lands on the tower. Does hit a rocket on Habib. So, both fast rollouts. Just put a little bit of pressure on the demo. Oh my god, bot mode just charging in. Which again is only good if someone else is going deep. But having like a fade, not so good. And now Loaf is weak when the other guy is going deep and landing. They're just so desynced with what they're trying to do on the mid. This is not bad if he can live behind though. Oh, a little bit of a beef to jump there. Oh my god, that grenade, he almost surfed into it. Double bomb. Look how much more in sync that is between Speedy and Soapy though. Though Speedy does end up jumping out and Soapy doesn't. Would have been better if Speedy committed. This is so like chaotic. There's just people fighting everywhere. Kobe last man standing. He's a good last man to stand. But he's just running away. Maybe he'll go sniper again. NG? This is funny. I always play NG. So maybe when I was gone, Kobe was playing NG more, which he almost never does. So massive Uber ad for Hubada. And they are taking lobby. They're going to go left with Scout and Demo. Dingo's doing like a quick pogo, trying to surprise people. Doesn't get the sentry right away. Cap time coming through. Habib trying to intercept that. Good damage on bot mode. If bot mode dies here, that would be really good for them. He is going to live from the looks of it. Raven in from the flank. Soapy and Speedy are pretty weak, so they're not really going to be able to jump on the point very well. Nuke bomb comes in from Loaf. Why are you going for the air shot on Habib when this medic has 10 HP? I guess his other soldier's going to get it. Okay. They're going to get both. Bot mode is weak. Slugmundo is weak. If they're going to win this, they need to trade it out. One saving grace. Look at their positioning. All four of these guys are on the low ground, and both soldiers are coming back with HP to bomb. So I'm suspecting that these soldiers are both going to bomb, and at least two of these people are going to die to this bomb. There's Speedy. Hits a rocket on Scout. And Medic absolutely destroys that guy. Medic is left with 10 HP. Soapy bombs. Gets the Medic. So bad positioning, again, I would have to say. Like, they ended their Uber with 4 people right here when they could have played the high ground on this side and then had more of like a face-to-face fight over the point, basically. I don't know. So looks like even Uber, so it's just going to end up as a last hold. Off timing sack, he's doing this again, just in. He does get the sentry, which is a pretty big opening. Let's see if the rest of the team is going to get in off that. Soldier comes through dungeon, gets kind of stuffed. Soldier at the left spawn, bot mode's dead, so they're going to lose 2. It's kind of just a spontaneous dry push. Oh, 2 for 2. Wait, Loaf with a big timing. Wow, I'm surprised. Loaf was in dungeon, and he kind of got stuffed, but I guess he just brute forced his way through after that. Sometimes that's what you got to do as a soldier, is you got to just like improvise in the moment. Like, no soldier comes into last thinking, I'm going to jump vertically against the back wall, but it happens, and then rather than sit here and go for this air shot, he just jumps forward, which is definitely the smart way to approach this. Finds the opening on Habib, gets a few rockets on, kills Kobe on accident, then gets Habib with a direct. So pretty big play there. 3v3. Raven sneaking in. Oh, I think that's going to get the med pick. So, well played. They both fought together. Oh, if he would have done that, that would have killed. Hubbard is a little slow on the retreat, and he doesn't find his exit. Hubbard is kind of bumbling around with these exits, man. Like, if you're here retreating, why are you not, like, out? I don't get that. He should have been gone. So Hubbard kind of throws that that retreat, honestly. And now, again, it's just another last hold. Time is ticking away. Does it stalemate again? We'll see. Raven is on sniper. First shot through dungeon. He missed. He had the shot on the med, I think, but he missed. Oh, double bomb into lobby. Dingo was ready. Let's see. If you're running a sniper, sometimes you can anticipate that the other team is going to just dive into you.
Our control point is being captured.
So maybe that's what he was going for here. Just like pre-trapping lobby. Especially if your team doesn't have Uber, you don't have the option to like pop an Uber. So, oh man, look at that. Boom, 2 soldiers down. That is a cheeky play that soldiers will do, is they'll just randomly bomb lobby like that. And if your whole team is like grouped up in here, it can be very strong, but now that people have started doing it fairly often, demos are also, you know, pre-trapping it, so you gotta be careful about that. Oof. Gungan goes down. He does have a level 2 sentry, but this is probably GG unless Habib does something crazy. Right now, Habib probably has to, I don't know. Again, you have Kobe, a sniper who could do something crazy, and you have Habib who could do something crazy. You don't really want both of them to do something crazy. You need one of them to do something crazy, I feel like. I suppose the better person to do something crazy would be Kobe, because he doesn't have to take as much risk, but it's a hard call. Because really right now, Habib kind of has to delay them or hold them at a door. They get in for free. Oh, Kobe gets 1. Sentry goes down. Stickies, Habib, stickies. Oh, he headshots the scout. So Kobe actually did a lot. Habib did almost nothing. Oh, Habib. I don't know. I feel like if you go down 3 as a demo, you should know that you need to like stuff a doorway. Otherwise, you're just going to sit back and get bullied. Okay, Stickies. Oh, he's reloading grenades. He's reloading grenades. He's shooting grenades. Habib, no! Oh my god. He's just getting bullied. So, first round goes to Moneyballs. I believe they won the first round on Bagel as well. So, momentum in their favor, but will it amount to anything? Fast roll out onto the tower, a little bit of spam into Valley. Hits Dingo decently. Loaf jumps onto the cafe. Habib, half HP. Soapy not staying around too long, throwing rockets across. Speedy is here at choke. Okay, nice. Gungan's pretty far away from his medic. Shooting Raven in the side, not doing too much damage. They're pretty spread out. Speedy's way over there, Kobe's over there, 4 of them over here. Soapy, oh! This must be a tricky jump. I think I've hit my head on this as well. There's like an unexpected clipping, because I think these rooftops don't clip, but this one does right there. And maybe like this border has like a clipping as well. So if you want to jump off this, you have to clear this completely and make sure you're jumping off that. I don't know. So it is something that can be ruined pretty easily. Raven's staying up here way too long. He's getting rolled. So this is an important lesson to learn. Let's just look at let's look at 2 different players on this mid, right? So first player to look at here is Soapy. He's on height. He's spamming, but he's preemptively dropping off of height. You see this? He's falling, and look where the sticky's going, where he was. He's already moving. Lingering on high ground when the enemy team has enough time to stare at you is just asking to take a lot of damage. because you're going to start receiving spam and counter jumps. So you really don't want to be like static. Look at this again. There he is. He's already preemptively falling, and look what arrives behind him, a sticky. So that's really the correct way to play high ground. The wrong way to play high ground is to stay here this long and then get hit by the sticky and then be like scrambling to escape. You need to anticipate that the spam is going to come your way, and you need to start like moving preemptively to dodge it. Otherwise you're going to die. Oh, they overchase here in Valley. Slugmundo gets two. Overchasing seems to be one of the deadly sins of TF2. I'm sure we could make a list of them. Even Ubers though, Hubba escaped. Soapy's in, just sending an early sack. Okay. I mean, the idea there maybe is just, you know, take the first opportunity and maybe they won't be ready, but it doesn't end up working. Oh, low pressuring Valley gets launched. Oh my god, 2 HP. Who would have thought soldiers in Valley were that dangerous? Speedy ended up sacking. There's some weird sack timings happening in this match. Okay, so all of Moneyball's just teleports into Cafe. Loaf bombs in through the flank. Both scouts are on low ground, but big air shot from Soapy. I'm curious if they didn't see that. Like, how did the whole combo get into Cafe and no one's like challenging them?
The control point is being captured.
So Speedy goes in. Habib is trapping that wall. He turns his back. Gungan's looking at Valley. So, did Habib not? Okay, he did see them. He thinks they're going to come back to choke. And then he starts spamming. They could have got through. If Slugmundo would have jumped through, they might have been able to get in, but Loaf would have died too fast. Yeah, it's tricky. Oh, Habib risking it. So Loaf died. Counter pressure from Cafe. Kobe runs through the flank. Soapy gets through. Speedy's getting in from the flank, huh? Speedy has started playing pretty far away from the combo this game, I've seen. So we're already like, I don't know, almost like a third through this game. And feels like nothing has happened. I don't know. Okay, Soldier got behind in the Valley. With 2 picks, you can definitely make that work. Kobe's on height this time. Loaf high bombs, fades away. Pre-rockets on Kobe, that's a pretty good rocket. Uber exchange proactive into Valley. Soapy will still be a late spawn here. Hubba is milking. Gungan's just going to run behind. Hunting down Dingo. Hubba saves him. Interesting. So they go back to Uber on their own second? I don't know if I agree with it. Look at what bot mode could have done if they just would have let Dingo die.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
I feel like Dingo's sacrifice here would have set up like an amazing counter pop. Like, right here. Fuck that guy. Let him die. Win the round. Feast on these guys post-Uber. Meat shot, meat shot, meat shot, meat shot, meat shot, you know. Quick 800 damage, win the round, you know. I don't know. But I guess Gungan does end up dying and they get mid anyways, but they were risking potentially running into a lot of resistance. Gungan's a late spawner. They could have maybe done something off that pick, but they opt not to. So we're in a stalemate again. We get a little bit of Valley pressure. Slugmundo jumps in. Goes into lobby behind. Kobe sees him. Bomb in through choke. See, this is a lot better. He goes in behind. Soldier comes from a different angle. And one of the scouts is not in position. 2 rockets on the medic. But it's really hard to get that force. Another soldier goes for it. 2 soldiers down, no force. Soapy's already behind. He can relay information, make people chase him. So Furrytech's going to get in on mid for free. Moneyball's standing the ground. They do have spawners if they pop Uber. They're trying to inch forward. They end up popping first. They end up flashing as well. They get the force. Gungan gets saved. Dingo jumps out. Speedy's dead. Good play from bot mode. Bot mode fighting underneath. Living for a really long time. That does create openings for other people to get in. That's the power of living for just a little bit longer than, you know, the blink of an eye. It makes such a huge difference. Because while you're making people, you know, work hard to kill you, other people can be shooting them in the back. Soapy pogoes through, trying to make a hero play, going in dungeon. He's dead. Late death from Soapy. No heals yet. Moneyballs could push last. They get the sentry. They could dry push, but I think they respect the stickies and the sniper, so they're going to wait for Uber. Soapy will spawn just in time for this push. And let's see how they take the Uber. Uber's going through dungeon. They have been spotted. Uber's popped. Dingo's just walking. Sentry gun staying up for a little while. Sentry finally goes down. No kills. A little bit of cap time. Gets counter jumped. Barely any cap time. That's really good. Okay. Soapy fought the flank, but kind of got rolled fighting Loaf, but he's just trying to keep him out, I guess. Heavy comes out. Oh, Kobe out of the other flank. Kobe's dead, though. So, 4v6 with no Uber means Furrytech is going to need to do something psycho to win this, or Moneyball is going to have to throw. Habib. Speedy bombs the flank. Puts a soldier down to 2 HP. Does get a kill, but he dies. It's probably not going to be enough. No way. Yeah, just not enough. Not enough bodies. Habib is kind of struggling to kill anyone in those situations. I feel like he would be one of the players that would have to do something insane to bail them out, but he hasn't really been finding the kills. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're keeping the roster together, so that's always good. Next mid, Habib getting fast rollout on. Oh, Loaf could have killed him. Habib was only 50 HP. Oh my god, that pre-fire almost got him. So Loaf's scavenging for health. This time all of Furrytech is together, moving towards the right. Both teams are wrapping to the opposite side. Hubada eating a fuckload of spam. He's really weak. Soapy and Speedy both very healthy. Bombs coming in. Hubada gets out to Cafe. So they're shooting other targets. Speedy finds Hubada anyways. Oh, that was a big play there from Speedy. That was nice. He bombed in. He started shooting at the medic, but I think he recognized that he wasn't going to insta-give the medic. So instead, he just changed targets to shoot at the people that were chasing him. I do think he could have potentially bombed at this moment when Hubada ate all that damage. And he still could have killed him back here, but he ends up waiting a little bit. Then he bombs forward here. Jumps, gets in a Cafe. Hits Hubada. But he's already sort of like, yeah, getting, because he jumped, he doesn't have great momentum to actually chase Hubada here. So he ends up just turning around to shoot the scout, gets that kill. He could have maybe jumped there after killing the scout and just like seen if Hubada was one rocketable, but it's whatever. Hubada runs. Someone's caught in behind. Actually ends up killing Kobe, so this guy is going to be a bit of a nuisance. Oh, that one extra rocket that he fired there was a little greedy because he probably is not going to kill that 185 scout. So if he would have just jumped one rocket earlier, he would have lived. Sometimes that's all it takes for a soldier to die. One rocket too many. Habib ended up dying. He chased too far, but Habada either died or popped Uber somehow. I don't know. Gunyan peeking, forces a debt, charges in. Loaf not going for the force, and the other soldier isn't ready either, so they're probably just going to take second for free here. They still have ad. Trying to move maybe with momentum. Habib is a late spawner, so he's just arriving now. Looks like they're moving into dungeon. Habada calls 80%, so 20% ad here. Uber comes in, sniper's caught. Big kill by Habib. Soldier shoved lobby. Sticky's on point. Gunyan opting to cross over and look for kills. They're going to find a soldier in upper lobby. Habib dies at the spawn door. Habada's going to get Uber, so this is probably not going to be a successful push. Oh, Pyro gets nuked by a soldier. You don't see that every day. And now they have no scouts, so it's hard for them to chase anyone. The attempted salvage from Speedy and Soapy doesn't get anything. I think they maybe mistracked the spawns there. Or maybe they just wanted to sack, I don't know. Numbers aren't great for Froyo on this one, so probably not going to be holdable. They're just trying to see if maybe Habib can bait someone into a trap. A lot of fighting happening at choke. They just brute force their way in. Kobe's just living for a long time. Buys enough time for spawners to come in. How? How is that even possible? How is that even possible? So how does this go from 6v3 to nearly a team wipe? You have Loaf spamming, you have Slugmundo bombing, so already desynced soldiers. You have Dingo stickying. Choke. Oh, you just have beef. Kobe's just too slippery. He took very little damage. And then Dingo lets multiple people in through choke. Wow, that was crazy. Brass Beast makes you immune to market gardeners? I might have to use that tech. Make some trollers mad. Uber's popped. Nice rocket. Lofus hit some unexpected directs in this match. Wow, no way he crutches that. That was close. So 2-1 right now for money balls. Soapy, fast roll out. Not great HP. Whoa. What the fuck is this? With a spoon? Oh. 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 Okay. So Habada... Habada just got backstabbed by a soldier, apparently. What the fuck? Alright, let's see this market garden rollout. Through choke, off the tower, and they don't see it coming. And then they all turn around to deal with him. Makes them even slower getting into mid. Do they do it? They're gonna send it. But look, they're already ready. They know it's coming. So it's gonna be really hard to cross the whole map and get any value out of that. Slugmundo bombs. Okay, so they actually bully them out, but it's not sustainable because they don't have health on mid. So they'll probably just get bullied out by, you know, stickies. Honestly, they're still healthy and they just left because they know eventually they're going to lose if they stay too long and they don't want to have anybody die. They'd rather just cut their losses and play the second point. But it does buy time for Habada to at least respawn, so that's something. Moving through choke. Soapy bombs into Valley. Loaf bombs into the face. I guess there's a sticky trap. Gungan gets sent to the fucking skybox. Dingo's trying to jump out. Soapy bombs back in. Good damage. Wow, Dingo actually survived that. And Habib is just in deep like a wrecking ball. Sets up one kill. Maybe another kill. We'll see. It's getting scrappy. I want to see Dingo. I'm shocked that he survived that. Okay, Uber's popped. He opts to try to jump out bats here. Maybe he doesn't think he has time to go dungeon. I'm surprised also that he does like a jump instead of like a crouch det. The crouch det might have been a little bit more efficient, but he throws stickies down in front of himself so that he can like walk over them and it buys himself an exit. So he acts quickly in the face of the Uber, but too many of his teammates end up getting caught. 4v5 with Uberad for money balls. Tech opts to just play the leapfrog rather than pushing the picks. So it's going to even out. Spy is committing for the spy. This is a really unconventional spy timing. So we'll see if he succeeds. Goes up to bats. He just uncloaked. All right, let's see the pressure. Let's see the pressure. Loaf is peeking. He's doing what he can. Slugmundo is peeking. They're doing what they can. Here he comes. Goes for Soapy. And then goes for... Oh, they get the force off the peak. Honestly, good play. Loaf gets caught, though. 2 people for a force. It's not bad. And they still have a sentry gun, which is going to ruin Speedy's sack. Okay, so massive ad for money balls. I don't know if it's going to happen, but when we scrim these guys a few times, they would get like full ad or multiple picks, and they just would not push off last. They really like turtling, so let's see. Yeah, they're just turtling. They spawned up a pyro. So they had 80 ad, but they're just going to hold last. That's European mode. Good pressure on the soldier. Nice arrow to save him. Nice pipe. So Dingo's trying to lock down this left side. Sentry gun, soldiers, and pyro on the other. Habib peeks dungeon. Sentry goes down on the first attempt. The NG is nowhere to be seen. It's way back here. Starts rebuilding a sentry. It's back up, level 1. Sentry goes down. Soapy didn't get a clean bomb because of that level 1 sentry. So it looks like Speedy's trying to go for it instead. Hits a decent rocket there. Now Soapy's back in. They lose 3. Only get 1. Habib goes into. Okay, so 4 for 2. Not great. They just really wanted to brute force on the sentry going down. But Hubba was in spawn, so it didn't really amount to anything. And 4 picks, and they still hold last. Are you seeing this? Holding last with 4 picks. That's what happened at, I don't know what it was, I-69 maybe? We got multiple, we sagged like 3 or 4, and they just held last. I may end up adding more stuff to the giveaway. Sometimes things evolve, but right now there's one like $100 unusual. Oh God. Dingo held that trap, and now Habib. Habib! No way! Why didn't he debt? Why didn't he debt? Oh my God, he actually could have just killed Habib right there. So the Uber just got popped like blind, and Hubba was nowhere to be seen. So that doesn't work too well. Then they pop in lobby for the stats. 1 more death for Soapy Meister. Next mid. Dingo's been going Valley a lot. Eats a couple stickies. Habib eats a stick. Damn. Loaf with the fade. He could have killed Habib. Habib keeps going down to sub 50 HP. Good spam onto lol guy. So the health is not amazing. A lot of spam going out.
The control point is being captured.
Speedy. Oh, he actually pulls out the jump this time. Soapy as well. So their bombs are very in sync. Meanwhile, Slugmundo and Loaf, not so much. Hubba completely alone in Valley. Speedy will collect. Nice direct.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Gungan on the run. Soapy doing what he can to just slow down these chasers. Speedy's still behind, collecting health. So they should just set up a pinch here.
Alert.
Bot mode's going for health while Raven is capping. He seems to have forgotten one crucial piece of information. And now they're both dead. They both got shot in the back. Oh man. So they lost 2 scouts for nothing. Late deaths. Gonna be difficult to hold second. But they still could sack, because the scouts will spawn in time for the last hold. So I probably would have sacked if I was a soldier. Even though you're down scouts, I still think it would have been worth it. Because he could have spawned for last.
The control point is being captured.
So they're on the last hold. They are trying to build, I guess they're at 80%, so Habida did die really early, so the ad is only 10% on this push. Habib, wow, you're not going to destroy the teleporter entrance? How do you expect your team to win this push, Habib? Wait, he's going to, oh no, it got swapped. Habida's got Uber now, so everyone kited well. Slugmundo's trying to live outside of spawn. Uber gets popped, Habib is caught. Habib is dead, 1 for 1 though. Bot mode wants to chase in a lobby, but they're just gonna hit the brakes. Habib's dead, no sentry. I feel like you could still sack there. Or dry push. Who needs Habib? So, sentry goes down and they're sending another bust. This time Gungan was just there when the sentry went down, so he just runs in. But it gets rebuilt again. Sentries are going up quick. They got to keep them down if they want to keep them or make the sacks cleaner. Kobe's on sniper. Where is he? He's at choke. Yeah, well, we already saw last round. They can get 4 picks and they won't push off last, so they certainly won't now. Spy checking, so they should know there's a sniper. Well, I think they know it with a high degree of certainty now. Dingo got headshot, so Kobe's going to start making even more pressure. Slugmundo gets body shot backwards. If he didn't get launched back, or that might have been the sticky trap, I don't know. But if he would have popped more proactively into the doorway, he could have had a huge Uber. Soapy just jumps in. He's going to die. Counter pop, not great. Might have been better to just drop some players there, honestly. Is this competitive? Yeah, it is. This was basically a grand finals of a pro tournament that happened a couple months ago, but I've been on vacation, so I haven't had the chance to like watch it. So
Our control point is being captured.
I'm just catching up now. Habib's a late death, but they have an NG. I honestly think if he wasn't an NG, they could have been pushing mid right now with that demo kill. So it's a little inconvenient. Soapy gets behind through choke. He's back capping. Oh, so revenge crits. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Is this worth it? I feel like he could have run back to spawn by now. Is this really necessary? So we have another stalemate. Soapy dies to a trap. Low fast through cafe with extreme speed. Both scouts on low ground. This is a good start for money balls, but Habib is meeting them in Valley and just happens to find this sticky sync timing to really nerf them. Loaf trying to jump back out. What the fuck? Oh my god, that's crazy. I don't know if I would rather him do that. I feel like it'd be better to have him behind. Because then the other team has a lot more of a complicated time pushing that. So we got some Cafe peeking. Pre-bomb on Cafe. Baits the soldier. Still peeking. They lose a soldier over here, so they start sort of rotating a little bit, shifting people. Oh, wow. Now they baited people towards Valley, and they get bombed from Choke. It's interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, now dry pushing from Valley. Oh my god. And they got people behind. Just slowly dismantling. Oh, slowly dismantling! Okay, Uber is popped. Speedy's gonna die for the cause. Oh, he's gonna live just a little bit longer. Crucial! Crucial! Because otherwise bot mode, if he would have killed him right here, would be already charging that way and forcing the enemy team. But instead, he's way over here, doing nothing. Combo's going to mid. I mean, sure, you might as well kill them, I guess. But you could also just leave them in no man's land and just go cap last. Oh, that must feel bad. You hit an air shot like that and he just doesn't die, and then he loots your corpse. Sniper missed his shot. Raven could have clutched it right there. He's had a couple shots available on Lullaby, but there's only one person who will snipe him on this map. And it's just decisive. All tied up. Now it's match point. 2-2. Habib. Shooting Valley, but this time Dingo win choke. It's bot mode. Okay, everyone's rolling out Valley. Loaf insta-bombing high. Fades. Okay, for what? For what? Speedy gets counter jump but gets away. Okay, Speedy's weak as fuck. Okay. Soapy's in the sky again. Getting chased by bot mode. Kobe sees them isolated. They're just leaving. The mid is just over. Why? And then Loaf is back in. Gets launched behind. Okay, now they might have a way back in, but their health is really bad. I think Habib had a sticky up there that prevented that. So Loaf is caught behind. This happened before, but he didn't go behind, so now he's actually behind. It looks like multiple people are back hunting him. So Combo's looking for an opening here through Cafe. The problem is Loaf is in no position to flank yet. He's not a threat. Uber exchange while Loaf is behind. That's what they're going for. This is a pretty wild call to go for in match point. This is pretty insane. Unless Loaf could confirm that multiple people were chasing him, I don't think it would have been worth it. They end up getting counterpopped on 50%. And then their Uber's ending and they're just gonna get fucking massacred. Yeah. Questionable. Let me see what bot mode looked for to call that Uber exchange, because that was not good.
The control point is being contested.
Oh, he snuck up through Valley. So he did have an opening. Okay. So he had the opening. Then why did they end up popping first? He thought he was going to get insta-gived. Maybe it's reasonable. Maybe it's reasonable. But he misses 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! 5. So he kind of has 5 not great shots. That'll do it. That'll do it. I would say that potentially one thing he could have done better there, rather than going for the medic, is maybe go for the demo. Because I do think the demo is sometimes an easier target than a medic. Medics can be surprisingly slippery. Also, I probably would have jumped on the shed. I don't know. Maybe it's too obvious. Yeah, maybe he didn't do enough damage. I don't know. Either way, it's a big gamble. It's a gamble. Hubada really shouldn't be this close anyways if the Uber is that much worse. So I guess that's GG. Oh well. It was a close game. I mean, score-wise, there were quite a few stalemates. And quite a few kind of like desperate sacks. But it was definitely not a one-sided match. Somehow Gungan in this match went fucking crazy. Like, his stats are insane. But I swear to God, it didn't look like he was like dominating. He went 30 and 11 and top damaged. It didn't look like he was just like bullying people. I guess it's just the power of staying alive and taking Ubers. How would it have played out if I was there? I feel like we still would have won, and I like to think that we would have won in a more decisive manner. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video and that competitive analysis. Want to give a big thanks to my Patreon supporters, especially Elian, Blindsfile, and Ignacio. They get their gameplay analyzed week after week in my mentoring program, and you can join over on the Patreon and also get special perks like early access to videos and behind-the-scenes chats and stuff like that. Appreciate it as always. More videos coming soon. See you there. Peace.